Welcome to my channel Into the Afterlife. In this channel we present the most profound near-death experiences of those who have died and have seen the other side. If you enjoy these videos, please consider giving a thumbs up, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon to receive notifications for new content. Doing so is free and it does help the channel grow. Get comfortable, grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's dive into today's experience. This is the near-death experience of Christian Andréason when he almost died from anaphylaxis. My near-death experience occurred because of a reaction to medications I was taking while having dental surgery performed. 2 weeks prior to going in for the dental surgery, I had injured myself while lifting a big screen TV up a long flight of stairs in the rain. Once at the top, I slipped and lost my footing. While I did manage to catch the TV, I pulled out several major muscles in my lower back. Because the medications I was on were not powerful enough to ease the pain, I remained bedridden for over a week. I was later given an even stronger painkiller so that I might get up and move around. On the day of my dental surgery, now weary of the thought of any additional pain and discomfort, I purposefully took a rather large dose of the painkiller before my dental appointment, thinking that would save me from feeling anything. Because I was very nervous that particular day, I had a lapse in my memory, and forgetting that I had already taken some pills, I took another handful. By the time I got to the dentist's office, I was feeling a bit woozy. But because I had forgotten I had taken that extra handful of pills, I really didn't think I was in any danger. Actually, I felt pretty good. But then the inevitable happened. The large dose of painkillers ended up conflicting with the anesthesia given to me in the dentist's office, and the result was that my blood pressure fell to low and I was literally knocked unconscious and right out of my body. During a brief amount of time, my spirit traveled to what I know and now call the heavenly realm. During the experience, all time stopped, and 2 minutes of Earth time turned into what seemed to be days, weeks, and even months. I saw an uncountable amount of wonderful places that were not of this world, and many spiritual truths were lovingly and generously revealed to me with mind-bending answers. Almost the whole time I was guided mostly by a being that appeared in the form of the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. Following us were 3 other guides who all appeared as men. All were robed with a beautiful glistening white, diamond-like material. I could also distinguish that they had light coming from underneath their garments. I knew that this light was their true bodies. The moment they came into my awareness, I recognized these beings as having been some of my closest friends that have been with me for all time. They were very kind to me and very caring about my feelings. There are no secrets in heaven, so information that might have been considered embarrassing was treated with tremendous sensitivity. And even in moments where I might have cried knowing that someone knew my deepest, darkest secrets, wonderful warm laughter was often exchanged between us instead. No matter any unpleasantness they may have known about me, I knew that I was eternally and unconditionally loved. For many years, after my experience, I have continued to stay in contact with these dear ones through dreams and meditations. During my experience, it was revealed to me that they had made many appearances to me during my life, particularly during difficult times in my childhood and adolescence. Only I was not consciously aware of them or their presence at the time. At first, I did not see God immediately. However, I did feel the presence of God everywhere. When I found myself in the realm, initially I spoke with my very loving guides, absorbed amazing information, and took in the bigness of everything that was shown to me in God's heaven. Then, toward the end of my experience, I stood in the wonderful presence of a great being of brightness, and knew with my whole heart that I was in the midst of my Creator, who is a being of unconditional love and infinite light. Many of you will not yet remember, but you too have stood in the very presence of God. I saw that before each of us are sent forth into our various missions, we are brought into a vast cathedral of light known as the throne room of God. In this room resides the very essence of all creation, the being those of us who are Jewish or Christian know and call Father God. This being is the author of all that exists, and he is tremendously pleased with all that has come forth from his light. Because our souls are covered by what is known as a veil of forgetfulness, we are made to seek God out in ways that hopefully has us seeking him in each other. Each of us carries the light of the Creator within us, and it is through this experience we call life in the flesh that helps us to better understand the Creator and develop the inner light He placed within us by practicing love. A time will come soon enough where we will be back in the loving arms of God, and it will be a very joyous time for us all. But first we must work at accomplishing the thing He sent us here to learn. Love. Question. When you got to heaven, what was the first thing you saw? When I arrived in heaven, in my experience, I found myself in a huge room where the walls and ceilings were made of pure crystal and they had light coming from the inside of them. The effect was amazing. Then as I looked up, I saw 4 translucent screens appear and form a kind of gigantic box around me. It was through this method that I was shown my life review. Or rather, I should say my lives in review. Without ever having to turn my head, I saw my past, my present, my future, and there was even a screen that displayed a tremendous amount of scientific data, numbers, and universal codes. I saw the beginning of my known existence as a soul and saw that I had existed spiritually long before this incarnation, where I am now a male human known as Christian Andréason. In heaven, I undeniably saw that I had lived an innumerable amount of lives. Yet what I saw went way beyond our comprehension of what we think reincarnation is. So, I am not exactly speaking of being born again and again on this planet alone. I saw that it is a big universe out there and God has it all organized perfectly. Each of us is sent where we can obtain the best growth according to our divine purpose. Before the review ended, I was shown something that blows my mind every time I think about it. I observed myself go before what I understood to be as the throne of heaven. This is a great domed hall in the center of a golden city and is where the highest presence of God exists. What I saw was nothing short of spectacular. As I entered the room, I was washed with a brilliant white, golden and rose-colored light which filled me with indescribable happiness. I knew this light had created me, as it had everything else. The light was God, both Father and Mother Creator mixed together in a colorful body of light I have since learned to call Christ. As I looked up, the light went on and on without end. I was lifted high up into the great light, and as this happened, I felt fully embraced by my Creator. I knew without a doubt that this omnipresent being found great delight in me, and I clearly heard thoughts that I was considered a perfect being of the Creator's creation. I was told many things. But one thing has always stuck out in my mind: each of us have pre-planned moments where what I call clue events will occur. These moments always trigger a memory that heaven planted deep in the subconscious mind before we came here, and once set off, the memory makes its way up to the more conscious part of our brain and enters our main stream of thought. This event then evokes a future thought or feeling in us, which sooner or later produces an action that gets us walking in the direction toward our destiny. If you understand the concept of déjà vu, you know what I am talking about. In heaven, I saw over and over again things that we see almost on a daily basis, which might even seem mundane, could actually be clues for us to pick up on to get us going in the right direction. I understood that before we came to Earth, many of these clues were shown and explained to us, and in our spirit we hold a deep knowing of what any particular clue really means for us. I saw that the conscious mind does not need to recognize a clue, although spiritually sensitive people will eventually begin to discern them. It is the eternal, subconscious part of the mind that does all the spiritual work for us. A clue can come in the form of us looking at a clock at just the right moment and seeing a set of numbers that means something to us. It can be hearing someone say a familiar phrase or trigger word at a very interesting period of your life. Or it can be something as simple as seeing a single item sitting somewhere odd that intrigues you to wonder, why is that thing there? I was then shown the time we call the beginning of creation. There was a huge explosion, coming from a singing, pulsing, joy-filled ball of bright golden light. I knew that I had been a part of this great light, as have the rest of us. From this light exploding, I found myself happily and quite excitedly hurling through space and time. I arrived safely in a perfect place of peace and amazing splendor. I knew immediately that this place was geared toward the expansion and education of every soul that came there. I call this place the realm. In this place, we are assisted by many wise beings and helped to complete many years of training and soulish expansion. Question: Where is the heavenly realm? In all honesty, the realm is all around us, and not just above, but directly in front of us. It is hard to see, but it is there. Heaven exists in another dimension that can only be entered by the way of spirit. There are many different heavens and realms of heaven. They are stacked one atop the other like pancakes and scattered all throughout God's super-universe. Each sits at a level that can accommodate those who walk within it. At the highest level is the Master Creator, God, and at the lower levels are the various forms and presences of God. Everything is regulated by vibration, current and frequency. The higher our spirit's level of vibration and frequency, the higher our spirits are able to go throughout the divine realm. God, the Creator, vibrates at an absolute level that is so fast that He is perfectly still. His frequency is incomprehensible and is ever expanding upward in pitch. Question. What does heaven look like? Glorious. There are many levels and dimensions in the realm. There are great cities very similar to the ones we live in now, only these places have great harmony and balance to them. I saw whole cities made of gold and precious stones. One city that always stays in the back of my mind is a great metropolis made entirely out of what look to be sapphires. It glows with the most luminous blue and white light. It reminds me of a white Christmas tree with beautiful blue glass balls. I had a knowing that this place was where loving Christ-like communicators choose to gather and exchange thoughts. There is a tremendous amount of love and grace in heaven. No matter where you go, the feeling of love and joy is everywhere. There is no other place you would rather be. Question. Is there a special place where we stay in heaven? The point to incarnating in a physical body is so that once we are done, we can then explore the many worlds and places of wonder within the realm. However, each of us is allowed a sacred space there, where we can make a home for our soul, if we desire to. I will explain more about this below. Question. How does heaven change in appearance? The higher up you go in heaven, the more it becomes impossible to give a human description. I tried to explain it by saying there are flashes of light and brilliant colors of every spectrum everywhere. In fact, the colors that are in heaven are more brilliant than the ones we have here on earth. There are healing tones that play incredible music, which all together form one single sacred song. There is such tremendous love, peace, and joy there that you can think of no other place you would rather be. There is no way to really describe the high heavens. It has to be experienced by the individual. And all individuals will have this experience when they are ready and it is time for them. Question. So Earth is not our home? Earth is home for the physical human body, which is temporary. Even the earth is temporary. But heaven is made of pure, radiant light that lasts forever and ever. Heaven could certainly be said to be our real home. However, as we spiritually mature, we will continuously move up and up until we are once again reunited with the Creator of all creation. Question. What goes on in the divine realm? Lots of things. Individuals are laughing, relaxing, and enjoying one another's company. Some are off working together in pairs, or larger, so that they might bring a new concept or idea, or accomplish a divinely intended goal for the planet. Some are off to themselves reflecting in faraway, peaceful places and learning how to work with and trust the power they hold within them. Others form close-knit groups and enjoy learning together as they are taught by various loving, advanced teachers and guides of spirit. The realm is a real happening place, I can tell you that. I always laugh when I think of society's image of heaven as little cherubs sitting around playing harps on clouds. It's a whole lot more intense than that. Question. Who can see heaven or the divine realm? Anyone can see it. Even in the body. You will be amazed to find out that some of the things you thought you saw, but thought your mind was playing tricks on you, were actually things heaven was helping you see on earth. Again, the higher up you go in your capacity to hold love and light in your soul, the greater the chance your spirit will reside long enough in your body to help your consciousness become open enough to help you see and understand the realm. Question. How can I learn how to see it? Every time you choose to participate in a loving thought, you are manifesting the feeling of heaven on earth. The reason most are so unsure about the place from which we all came is because we have not yet learned to love ourselves or one another enough. Once we learn how to love enough and keep this love perpetual, we will build up a tremendous inner light, and this light will be used to help us see glimpses into heaven. Not only will you be able to see or sense spiritual things, you will also understand how to work through issues that trouble you in your life. For many, seeing or sensing spiritually can happen quite suddenly. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Allow the peace, presence, and joy of Almighty God to wash over you like a warm, gentle, flowing stream of water. Concentrate on this feeling for as long as you are able. Just imagine to your best ability what the word, joy, might mean to you. If you feel doubt or have jumbled emotions about this word, it could mean that you are holding guilt, shame, or unforgiveness in your soul. These things have no place in the realm of God. Let them go now. Think only what it means to love and be loved. Be patient. Question. What will I see when I seek to see heaven? Some report to having seen their silver cord, some see white flashes of light, some see tunnels of dark blue or violet with a lovely blue pastel color toward the end. Some of you may even see moving figures, buildings, colorful flower gardens, or even great celestial cities. Others report having amazing consciousness expanding thoughts come to them which help them to understand their lives, the world, and the ultimate plan of God better. Question. Do we have a home in heaven? As a matter of fact, as I said before, I saw that we do, should we want one, and this home can be as wonderful as we wish it to be. It can be a quaint cottage, or it can even be a huge mansion. Real estate is not an issue in heaven. If you can think it, it can be done. What many of us fail to realize is that each of us does have the ability to manifest any visualization into material form. In heaven, because all things are made from the essence of pure light, this process is done much easier. In heaven, we have the ability to sculpt density into the light, using concentration, and this is how we create form throughout the realm. We do this by lightly focusing, or pressing, with our intention. You would be amazed at how much you could accomplish here on earth once you master the art of concentration. Question. What did your house look like in heaven? I saw that I had a house made entirely of rubies. These precious stones were affixed to the walls in the hundreds of thousands to millions. I saw that I have a very pleasant home in the realm. It actually has a flowing stream that moves through the house and into a lovely, lush, floral garden in the back. I saw that the furniture was very similar to what we have here on earth, only more round and simplistic, and with much more cushion. Surprisingly, texture is something that can very much be felt in heaven. In fact, all of our five senses are very much the same as on earth, only in heaven they are far more developed. We have the ability to smell, see, hear, touch, and get ready. Yes. Even taste. Oh yes, children. There is a God. Question. Did God share with you what your purpose was in this life? Yes. I remember God conveying to me that I would know times of great jubilation and that there would also be times that I would know sorrow as I pursued my ordained purpose. But I was told that I would be blessed for every time I succeeded in the name of love. I was told that every experience was extremely necessary according to a greater plan that would unfold plans and plans never ending. I was told not to ever worry about my competency, capacity, or ability, for it was promised to me that the light would never leave me to endure anything I was not created to handle. I was told that there would be times I would doubt myself and my mission, but in the end, I would learn great wisdom and eventually see myself as victorious. I was shown an innumerable amount of scenes, all containing possible realities I would eventually experience. I was shown many universes and worlds that had organizational life on them. I saw that everyone in every universe is simultaneously working together to fulfill God's great divine plan. I understood that God sees and knows absolutely everything that happens everywhere. I saw that while God does a great deal of planning, our Creator never interferes with our volition, nor does He ever seek to alter the way we feel about things. God knows He need not interfere because He knows that the law of cause and effect is always perfect. This method will always bring justice and teaching wherever it is needed most. I was amazed to see how each of us is connected eternally, that we have always existed, and that we will never die. I saw that we were indeed made in the image of God, which is in essence taken from the Creator's own light. It is because of this light that we can never die. Every single child of God carries this light within their soul, and we call this light Spirit. As we learn how to love, we build the light of Spirit within. A day will come, in a time not so far away, when all of our lights will have become so large that we will merge and go back to the Creator and be as one, just as we were in the beginning. Once we are one again, there will be a great celebration. And after a certain amount of time has passed, yet again, there will be another great explosion, only this time it will be much bigger, and the process of creation will be far more advanced. I felt tremendous joy and honor in having been shown these things, and with great confidence, I promised my God that I would do my very best. God told me my best would certainly be enough. Question: why is it so important to understand love and use it in everyday life? The reason why we must learn love on earth can be given a scientific explanation. God is love and absolute vibration. The act of Christ-like love elevates inner vibration. As we learn how to love and practice Christ-like love with one another, the inner vibration within the soul creates supernatural inner light. This light helps us to enter various dimensions that lead the way to the heavens once we are in spirit form. Contrary to what many of us were taught in our various religions, heaven is not a reward for good behavior, it is a higher plane of existence that awaits those who ready themselves to enter. The only way to enter through the door is to hold the key of love. Question: how can I learn more about the ways of love? Jesus Christ came to the planet to be a way shower for all people and all religions. He lived his life with great passion and dedication to this word love, so that each of us might have a role model to compare ourselves to. This is why he said, "I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. No man can come to God but through me." If you replace I am and me with love is, you get love is the way. Love is the truth. Love is the life. No one comes unto God unless they know how to love. Christ had become love walking and talking on the planet. One cannot understand God until one understands and walks and talks in the ways of love. If you walk in love, you will always understand God. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. Until next time, stay safe and continue to be blessed.